What is a narcissist? A narcissist is someone who is ego-driven, someone who is cold-blooded and so focused on him or herself that he's willing to step on that other person in order to get ahead. It's unfortunate that we see a lot of narcissistic tendencies in the workplace, and oftentimes bosses truly are narcissistic in the way that they relate to the people they work with. So how might we take emotion out of a situation and get what we want and need from a narcissistic boss? How can we do our job, do it well, and go home and then be with the people we want to be with, instead of worrying and bringing the drama home with us and bringing that to the dinner table? So all we need to do is specifically do 3 things. Number 1, we have to respect ourselves. Bullies are more likely to step on or pounce on those who are ready and willing targets. Stand in an assertive fashion. Be polite, but be direct. Show others that you are not one who will be trampled upon. We have to love ourselves too much to have somebody step on us. So number 1, we need to respect ourselves. Number 2, we need to clearly communicate expectations. When you're with a narcissistic boss, it's very common for that individual to quickly change on a dime. All of a sudden, that person who was your best friend has now placed you in the hot seat. So you need to clarify expectations. The boss says, hey, Amy, I need you to do X, Y, and Z. And then 5 minutes later, no, we're going to do A, B, C. So before moving to my desk to get my work done, it's my job to clearly make sure that I understand what's expected. Okay, boss, so you're saying now not to do X, Y, and Z, but to do A, B, C? Just want to make sure we're on the same page. But something that I often suggest to my clients is to create an electronic paper trail. We have that dialogue with the boss. We now know that we're doing A, B, C. But we want to make sure that in 5 minutes the boss doesn't change his mind again. So write it down in an email. Send that emailed recap to your boss. Copy perhaps somebody else on the team who might be able to vouch for you when the boss then decides you're going to do something else 5 minutes after that. So create an electronic paper trail that you can recall and that you can then send on if needed to support your position or your stance. So we've respected ourselves, and we have also made sure that we're clearly communicating. So the third thing that we need to do is to show loyalty. Narcissists are actually very uncomfortable personally. They lack a degree of self-confidence. So oftentimes bullies in general are like that. Those who bully others don't feel good about themselves. So a narcissistic boss needs to understand that you're on his or her side. So clearly showing your loyalty will actually help you to win over a narcissistic boss. Now we have to be sincere. We can't pretend to be loyal when we're not. But when we see something that we can agree on with that narcissistic boss, we need to say so. For instance, I know we're on the same team. I know we have this same goal in mind. I just want you to know I'm here and we're going to work together to get this done. That's honest, that's sincere, but it still lets the boss know, hey, she's with me. And we're going to be less likely to try to punch or injure or hurt someone who is on our team. And so being sincere about that can go a long way. So those are the 3 takeaways that I have for you today about how to effectively handle narcissistic bosses. Make sure that we love ourselves, that we show that respect. Make sure that we are very clear in our communication, and we create that emailed paper trail so that we can support ourselves and recall it if needed if there's ever a question as to whether or not we've handled something appropriately. And then finally, show that we are loyal. When a narcissistic boss knows that we are on his or her team, he'll likely pick on someone else instead of us.